All right, blog number 4. Here we are. It is Sunday night, and I'm thinking I'm caught up ish. Starting this week with a fresh start. After reading over again through the intro of the 11-12 curriculum documents, I would say the things that kind of struck me the most novel is the fact that it highlights, I believe it was italicized, that students learn best by doing, and that is something that is not new news to us as tech teachers, especially in our second year. We're all familiar with the fact that we learn better by doing. I kind of highlighted activities, projects, exploration, and research are kind of the vehicles that we should be utilizing in terms of facilitating and assessing knowledge and learning, if you will. When we go on to look at the blended learning readings as well as the TED Talk, I feel as though this course that we're taking right now is kind of the epitome of blended learning. We've done, everything from the modules with zero assistance to, self-directed learning and meeting up with our professors. We've done the reverse learning where, Tim kind of gives us what we need to look into and then kind of just elaborate further the next day. Something that I wrote down that I was like, oh, yeah, obvious, is 50% of formal learning is forgotten in the first hour. How many of my cohort colleagues could attest to that? Especially one of our more recent classes, we'll keep them nameless. Definitely 50%, maybe more, has been forgotten. And it just kind of got me thinking that the way that Tim does things in terms of introducing a topic to us and having us look into it and then just kind of delve in a little bit further, I feel like we should probably try to utilize that with our students. And then something else that I feel like we should probably utilize as well is, going through these blended learning models, and the lady that presented in the TED Talk there, kind of almost putting it on our students and say, from my area of expertise, like, okay, we're going to look at hair curling starting next week. Before Monday, I want everybody to submit me a really solid tutorial that you find informative from start to finish for the whole process. And kind of do that and almost have our peers kind of assess these videos and to see how seamless they may or may not be, and then kind of open up group discussion of, is there any questions you still have after watching this video? Are there any things that they might have missed? Do you believe the information to be true and correct? And, I think it's a really cool model. I do agree that we need to start implementing more technology in today's kind of classrooms. Because it is the way of the future. I kind of hate that my kid's on screens as much as he is, but I mean, he might be a video game developer. I have no idea. That might be the way of the world, right? So the only hurdle truly is, I think, the LMS with the different schools. I know in the Catholic School Board, there is lots of filtering, if you will, that I believe. I know Facebook isn't allowed on schools. I don't know if Twitter is. I think TikTok is also blocked, if I'm not mistaken. So, it would be something that would need to be kind of navigated through. But, I mean, there's also screen recording. And so students could potentially just utilize the screen recording feature on their phones, and if they don't know how, that's a great learning opportunity. Let me show you how you can screen record something that might be a TikTok video because it is relevant in our classroom today. So very cool in that regards. And the other note that I just kind of wrote down was inter-team quiz contest at the end of chapters. to really solidify learning. I did implement it once when I went over safety. I did have a PowerPoint and I went through with the kids, but I also let them know there's going to be a challenge at the end. And we did a Kahoot to see who retained the amount of information that was in the PowerPoint. So it was pretty neat to kind of double up and essentially, run through the lesson. I believe I had them take a note as well. It was so long ago. But then immediately roll into a Kahoot to really just kind of solidify that learning. But I think it's even cooler to do it in more of a team kind of structure, and it just gets it a little more interactive and good friendly competition. You might have somebody that's not totally into it, but they have a very enthusiastic team member. So yeah, that's it for me. I gotta make some lunches and get ready for my day tomorrow. So see you guys tomorrow.